Hi, welcome. It's Caroline here, life coach and MD of the Pure Coaching Academy. And I'm really delighted today to welcome to you Julie Brown, who is a life coach, journalist, editor, and who is going to be joining me as the co-coach in September, on September the 28th, the new term of the Pure Coaching Academy. And Julie hasn't done this before, so it's new to her. But I know Julie well, actually, over the years, because she's in the unique position, and we've never really had this before at the Academy, of one time being a client and then being a student of the Pure Coaching Academy, and now has gone on to be a coach and writer. So welcome, Julie. How are you today?
Yes, I'm good, thanks. Hello, everybody. Very good.
Yeah, good. I'm looking forward to joining us in September.
Oh, I can't wait. It's the absolute dream. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to helping people out on their journey towards being a coach. What could be better, really?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, you and I can sort of cheerlead and say it really is one of the most exciting professions, but, you know, don't take my word for it. How has it been for you since you've graduated?
Oh, it's been fantastic, actually, because when I started the course, like a lot of people, I guess, I was still working in my day job, but I knew that I wanted to progress to be a life coach. But again, like most people, I had all that conundrum about, can I make the leap? Is it safe to leave my job? And all the other thoughts that go along with that. But doing the course just made me realise that actually it was possible. And particularly with pure coaching, because one of the reasons I chose it obviously is because I knew you, Caroline, and I knew how good a teacher you would be. But also I knew that it would give me the right tools to do the job. It's very practical. You sort of practice on people, you do a lot of role play. You know, it's not just an online course where you're learning the theory of being a coach, but not the practical. So putting all that together, I popped out at the end of the 8 weeks, fully equipped to go on and be a coach. Obviously, still got lots to learn. Learning never stops. Just because I trained as a coach and I was accredited then didn't mean I hadn't anything else to learn, because I did. But it's been an absolute fantastic journey. I left my job 6 months after doing pure coaching and went on to be a life coach and do that alongside my journalism. So I was doing a sort of a dual job. And over the last, so it's been 2 years now, time flies, isn't it? I've sort of evolved that. I've changed my business a little bit. I've now sort of got my coaching to where I really want it to be. I'm clear on what I'm trying to do, and I'm just forging ahead. And not only is my coaching dreams coming true, but my life dreams are as well, because the two go hand in hand. I had a big vision for my life, and that's starting to come true as well now, which is so exciting.
Well, it's a kind of alchemy, isn't it? It's a kind of magic. So tell us then what your big dreams were and what's been manifesting for you then.
Well, when I was working, when I first contacted you for life coaching, I was in a job that I was struggling with. I was living in an area that I didn't enjoy, and I just felt like, well, I just didn't know where to go. It was like, where do I go with this? Can I give up my job? How do I get out of this place that I don't enjoy living in? And I had this vision that I wanted to no longer really be in the corporate world, because I was getting a tad fed up of my life being ruled by other people. You know, my managers, good or bad, really, still had quite a lot of control of my life. They could tell me when I could take annual leave or days off, or how I spent my working day. And after all these years of working, I was a little bit bored of that. I wanted to be in control of my own life. So work-wise, I was really keen to try something else. But also from my life, I'd always had this vision of living in Brighton. It's one of my most favourite places. Being my own boss, living in Brighton, being able to work remotely, having some passive income so that I could travel and not always have to be tied to a desk. And over the last couple of years, a lot of that started to come into place. So I'm now coaching, which means I'm in charge of my own destiny, my own workload, the people I work with, and what I do. And then the rest of it, which seemed a lot harder to achieve, i.e. the move to Brighton, is just about to happen as well. We went visiting Brighton a couple of weeks ago. It's a place that we visit a lot and we know it really well, but we always thought we possibly wouldn't be able to live there. We didn't think the planets would ever align enough for us to be able to live there. But on the way back from Brighton, we bought a house. And in the next month or two, we should be moving there. So everything has just started to fall into place. The same manifestation is a good thing, and it really is. It's all happening.
That's incredible, Julie, because I remember when you first came to me, you were feeling quite down and stuck in a job that didn't give you a lot of flexibility. You didn't really like the area you were living in. And I remember when our first or second session, you were saying you'd love to move to Brighton, but it seemed too prohibitive and you couldn't get down there. And just look what's 2 years has brought you. And, you know, as you said, master of your own destiny now, you've got your own business, you can work remotely, you can travel more. And I know you do love traveling. You have lots of great hobbies. You like your motorbikes, don't you?
I do, yes, absolutely.
And doing road trips on them. You like horses, you like to ride, and play the saxophone and the cello. There's no end to your talent. But, you know, all that was there when you first came as a client. I'm wondering, you know, sometimes as a coach, it seems incredible what we can do with our clients. And I think people think, are we flagging this up? Are we inventing these amazing stories of transformation? But you've lived this, you've been through this. So I'm wondering, when you were a client, did you think this could ever really be mine? Could you ever reach these goals? Did it seem so far away?
It did seem so far away. And I think because, you know, like many people, I left school at 16, which now seems like an age ago, and went straight into a job, and that had been my life. And I've done some fantastic jobs, I can't say I haven't, but I suppose you get to a point where it just suddenly doesn't feel to be right anymore. The things that I was doing in my life just didn't, that's all how I could explain it, but it didn't feel right. It didn't fit with what I wanted to do, and I guess it's taken me a long while to get to that. But I had no clue really what I wanted to do. So I did feel really stuck. And to be honest, I'd never even given life coaching a thought. And I think that's the same for a lot of people, because it's this thing that happens over here and they're not really sure whether it's for them or not, don't find out a great deal about it. But I was actually just speaking to a friend, going on again about how I felt a bit stuck. I wasn't sure what to do. Yeah, I was getting really fed up and feeling quite low. And she just said to me, have you ever thought about having a life coach? Maybe it's time for you to talk to somebody. And it was like a light bulb went on in my head, because in a dim and distant past, I used to be a counsellor, and counselling is very different. Counselling is all about looking back into your past and seeing what sort of things have affected you, and sort of working on that so that you can move through whatever problems you've got. And I really didn't want to do that, because I didn't want to look back. I wanted to look forward. And it was only when my friend said, have you thought about having some life coaching, that I thought, oh, I should really look into that. And when I read and did a little bit more research about what life coaching was, and realised it was all about the future and what you could achieve rather than what you'd not achieved in the past. I just thought, yeah, maybe this is for me. But when I made that call to see whether I could have some time with you, Caroline, I never dreamt in a million years that it would change my life so much. I thought perhaps we'd think about the edges, and what I suppose I thought would happen is that my mind would improve and I'd feel less fed up with my life, but I'd still be in the same life. I just thought it would be my mindset that would change a little bit, sort of equip me to put up with what I was going through. I didn't believe that actually what I wanted to achieve could be achieved. I think that was the difference for me.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. A lot of people think it's going to make me feel better about tolerating the rubbish I have in my life. And it's not about that. It's not about papering over the cracks and being in denial or putting on a brave face with the kind of rubbish you're having to live with. No, it's taking serious steps, positive steps, away from what you don't like towards what you do want. And, you know, it takes courage and it's not instant, but, you know, there's a progressive step system going on here to move you towards your goal. And I know that with you and with other clients, you went down a few blind alleys, you wanted to maybe do a few blog type beauty things, and you know, I think we all have to try different directions until finally the direction makes itself known. And I think you took a big risk coming on the Pure Coaching Academy, because you were kind of 2/3 of the way there. Most people are, you know, very few of us are 100% ready, so we're a little bit scared, a little bit apprehensive. Is this the right step to take? And you did, because I remember sort of saying, well, I can only advise you, but you took the leap, you joined us. And how was it different, say, from being a client to being a trainee coach, when you're actually on the other side of it and learning the toolkit, as it were? How was that for you? Because you're one of the few people that's been a client and then went on the course.
I think it really helped being a client. Initially, I have to say, being on the course was quite confusing because I think with any other training that you do, you sort of go along and you learn the skills and then you pop out the other end and off you go. What I don't think people realise with training to be a coach is you actually continue that change process, because not only were you telling us the skills of a coach, you were still doing the digging and helping us uncover what we wanted to do, helping us sharpen our view on what our purpose were. So it's almost like you're training to be a coach and being coached at the same time, which is obviously really good because you get the best of both worlds. But I think what it did for me, being a client first, helped me understand what I needed to learn to be a good coach, because I knew how it felt to talk to somebody initially about what was happening for me and what I might want to change. It gave me a great insight in what I needed to be like as a coach, the skills I needed, how I needed to listen, how I needed to respond. Because I think a lot of people think, again, that coaching is all about digging around in places we don't need to dig, and I needed to learn that wasn't the right thing to do. I needed to stay focused on people's futures. So it just helped me really, being a client first, to know what I needed to do to be a good coach, because I'd obviously learned from the best, Caroline, having you as my coach to start with.
Thank you.
And also I think I could help other people with sharing that with them, what it's like to be a client, because not everybody has been in that place. A lot of people go into the coach training without ever having life coach themselves, being life coach themselves. So I was able to share with people actually what it was like, what it felt like, which I hope helped them in some way as well.
That's such a really good point, because I can train people to become coaches, but sometimes as coaches we forget just how daunting it is for the client who's never ever been coached before, coming to talk to a relative stranger in the early days about their dreams and their fears. And it is quite scary. You think, what is this coach going to do with my life? How does it work? Are they going to make me do things I don't want to do? Obviously we're not. We only do what the client agrees. So I think it's really important that if you are going to become a coach, that you have had some coaching, if nothing else, just to see how wonderful, transformation and awesome it is to be the client as well, and have that degree of empathy that sometimes we do feel a bit stuck, and even if someone's giving us a helping hand, we still don't want to move because we're so mired in fear or doubt or pessimism about what might be happening. And then you see the breakthrough occur, and you feel as the client the breakthrough. You have your aha moment where you go, actually, I do see it clearly now. I do want to move forward. And human beings are complicated, so it's not an overnight shift. But with the support of a coach, it does speed up your progress a lot faster than just hanging around trying to do it on your own. I'm really glad that you are joining us, because, as I say, you've got foot in both camps. You've been the client, you've been a graduate, and now you are a coach. Tell me a bit about your business now, Right Little Madam, and how you've used your previous year's experience as magazine editor, journalist, writer, and how you've combined your past experiences professionally with your new role as a coach.
Yeah, well, I think one of the things I learned quite early on is that you don't always have the clarity in your head about how you're going to be a coach and what sort of coach you're going to be. That certainly happened to me. I mean, the last 2 years I have changed direction a little bit, tweaked it here and tweaked it there. And I think what was important to me was that I'd got the life coaching skills and I really wanted to use that, but I didn't want to let go of my journalism, because obviously that's been a big part of my life, something I really enjoy. And there are lots of skills within journalism that you can use when you're helping other people as well. So after initially just using my life coaching experience and not really doing a lot with my journalism, I, through talking to you and various other people, decided that mashing the two together was a really good thing to do. And Right Little Madam was born. And what I do there is I work with, got sort of two heads on a little bit really. I work with business owners, helping them learn the art of writing, teaching them how to get press coverage in their business, because it's such a good thing to get. You can skyrocket your business with just a little bit of press coverage. But being a life coach as well means that when I'm working with business owners, I can see other things that might be holding them back. So that could be their lack of confidence, lack of technical skills, imposter syndrome, lack of self-esteem, and I can work on those things with them as well. So although I could be doing some very business type stuff, like teaching them how to write a blog post or teaching them how to write a pitch to a magazine, I can also help them with their mindset. So I've combined the two into one. And that's really, really enjoyable, because I don't feel like I've left my experience to one side. It's really good to be able to use all the skills that I've amassed over the years and put them together into helping people with all sorts of different things. So I think when you become a coach, it's really important not to forget what you've done in the past, because a lot of the time you have got some really smart experience and you don't need to do one thing and ditch the rest. There are sometimes ways to amalgamate them both. So yeah, so my business is going really well. I now run online courses in teaching people how to get press coverage for their business. I'm just about to launch a group coaching, well, it's one-to-one coaching program, which I'm hoping will lead some group coaching as well. And that's around business skills, helping women who want to start their own business but are perhaps stuck in a corporate job, and how they can move on to be where they want to be. So all things I learned really as a coach, I've just pushed in with my business skills, my coaching skills and my journalism skills to build this one business, which is fab.
That sounds great. And as you know, some people do spend thousands of pounds on their coach training, and we've all been there. We've all gone to networking groups, and you've seen the coach stand up and say, "Hi, I'm a coach." And you chat with them and say, "Oh, business is tough. I'm not getting that many clients. I don't know how to market myself. I don't know how to do social media." And I always say, didn't your academy show you how to niche, how to do social media, how to set up a good website so it attracts the right people, how to market? No, we didn't do any of that. And as you know, I'm really passionate about coaches, not just being great coaches, but really having an abundant practice where you're not just a paid for friend who gets like £45 a month from, you know, a couple of people who deem to pay your invoices, but really earning a substantial income from your coaching, so you can be self-sufficient as a coach. And so marketing and journalism and press coverage is really important part of the academy as well, as you know, and I'm really hoping that you can spread that message to the students when you come through, because my background's journalism too, but also the new ways of marketing, social media, and how to create the brand, which I know you're very passionate about. You're often on Instagram doing wild and wonderful things, and it is about being, as you said, all the experiences you had in your past, the door's not closed on it now. That can become part of your niche. So we're really passionate about helping people find their niche and market themselves and be successful as coaches on the course. And I know that you're going to be helping the students with that sort of message as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the things I really liked about the course. As we started to move into it and get the skills of being a coach, we sort of flipped a little bit then towards the end into, what is this going to be like when you have to run a business? What do you need to consider? I remember you brought a marketing expert in, and we went through a whole day's worth of marketing, and then you talked a lot about press coverage, and I think I chipped in with that. So it wasn't just the practical skills of being a coach, it was everything everybody needed to actually leave that door at the end of week 8 and say, I can now set up a business, which I think is a fab way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. In America, the coaches earn a fortune. I want it to be considered as a proper career here for people. You're a career professional when you're a coach. Up there with lawyers and GPs and accountants, we've got a little bit of way to go, but hopefully the Pure Coaching Academy is turning out world-class coaches, and I'm really delighted you can join us in September, Julie. Thank you very much for spending your time today and sharing a little bit of your experience. So if you're interested, in the email that's coming out with this will be Julie's website, so see what Julie's up to and help you get press coverage for you and your business. And I'll also do a link to Julie's bio on the Pure Coaching Academy webpage. And yes, think about having a phone call with me to find out more about being a coach. We'd love to see you in September. It's the 28th of September. It's in South Kensington, lovely venue, and it would be fantastic if you were there. I can't applaud the profession of coaching more highly. How about you, Julie?
Absolutely not. I'm so glad I did it. It's the best move I've ever made.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today, Julie, and we'll see you in September. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. Bye.